I like your glasses.
There you go. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah. The presentation, or is it just the slide deck?
I can see you in the margin and the presentation.
This is a very cool thing, isn't it? Just making sure I've got the right. Let's just go. So welcome everyone, welcome to the 2022 AGM. Seems like a very distant past since the last one. It's been very quick as well, so welcome everyone. This year, what the agenda will look like is that I'll just give a welcome and chairman's update. Kev will give a vice chair update. Sam will give a comms update because Aaron is in Japan. Andy will give a membership update. Ollie will go through the books. Sarah and Robbie.
Please follow the instructions on the pin pad.
Sarah and Robbie will give a welfare update. Stephen will give a wide quarters update. Word and Dermot will give the other updates. And then we'll go through current committee roles and then we'll just do election of the committee members, and then any questions or queries, please either whack them in the chat or just say them out loud, and then we can answer them as much as quick as we can. So this year, this year's been a good year. We've come out of COVID, which and from that COVID era, we've become a bit more flourishing. So this year I've really tried to create and develop the club foundations, created processes and procedures for club documents, membership, comms and welfare to make things a lot more smooth and a lot more easier. I kind of set a goal of creating member-led content for social media news articles, which have been done by Sam and Aaron, which we'll go into later on. We've also kind of set a goal to increase the cash level to facilitate member-led member-led activities and ideas, kind of organize social events and rides, kind of facilitate and organize on and off bike kit, and set in motion the creation of the race series. That's a quick thing that I've been doing this year, and just general massive thanks to all committee members, ride captains, all members of the last year for making Velo such a special community and a special place. And I guess the hard work which we did through COVID and the back end of COVID has really kind of set in stone and allowed us to kind of do things this year which will allow us to be a bit more social, allow us to invest in the community a bit more, and allow the club to continue to go from strength to strength. And it's been a real privilege to be chair for the last couple of years and be on the committee since 2018. So obviously I'm standing down, but this is what we've been up this year. So thank you very much everyone this year. So it's been appreciative of all the hard work everyone's been doing. So thank you very much, and I know that the next person or next committee will continue to drive this club in a bigger and better fashion. So I'll pass on to Kev to give his update.
Thank you, Andrew. Vice Chair update. I took the position on last year after stepping down as ride coordinator. Essentially due to work and changing jobs. Still seems to be in the same sort of position, struggling for time and doing long silly hours. So not been properly able to fulfill the role to its potential and the position and respect required for the posts. Still been leading rides on a regular basis, encouraging new members to join. Organised a couple of social rides. Proud that I finally managed to pull together the Orient Express ride. Fantastic day. And also the Malden social ride this weekend, which was very good. Really enjoyed it. Exceeded all my expectations. So I think there's definitely room in the future for those sort of rides. So it's with that, after quite a few years on the committee and with work commitments, I'm stepping away from the committee life for a while. Still be leading rides and encouraging the growth of the club with newcomers. So say thank you all for your help and support, and see you on the roads or in the shop.
Thanks, Kev.
Cheers, Kev.
Cheers, Kev.
Moving from Kev's update, we'll go to Sam on the comms.
Cool. Hello, everyone. When sort of Andrew, Aaron, and myself sort of sat down in the Crooked Billet, we really wanted to increase the club's profile to support, our membership growth and to really kind of boost, our engagement, between members on our social channels, but also increasing the amount of traffic to our website to hopefully, encourage others to join the club. One of the key thing that has led to these sort of impressive results has been the member-led content. From Jamie, Jack, and Pippa's adventures from Sri Lanka to Inverness Castle. We've covered double divides, North Coast 500s. We've had our BAME champion Verda talking, being a voice for the club on diversity and how we improve representation in cycling. We've really tried to focus on content that not only celebrates our club and its members, but is topical, timely and useful. So looking at the broader topics that everyone has talked about on WhatsApp, from Kev talking about his favourite routes with years of practice around Essex's country lanes, to Mike's winter training tips. We've covered things as far as weight training and skin protection, more recently skin protection. So I think this has really sort of set a really good foundation for us to, try and engage the broad sort of spectrum of members that we've got. And keeping things simple. I know that obviously there's lots of channels that, lots of channels and groups that we have, but we've really tried to sort of focus on the website, our Instagram, and our WhatsApp, which seems to get the most traction. And I think, more recently you're seeing like a new creative email template. So, part of the first year we've had our troubles with the British cycling sort of email technology, but hopefully, I think we've sort of seen from the numbers that the engagement that the new email template's getting, and hoping that we can keep this moving forward as a regular monthly thing, just to keep people up to date on news from the club, but also these kind of member-led features. And I think I just want to, firstly, thank you to everyone for contributing. And there's another one coming this week ahead of Ride London. But you can see there, just wanted to put some results in there, sort of evidence there, the success of the website and social media this year. And that we've kind of in brackets, you can see year-on-year increases. So, 81% increase in terms of website visits, 91% in terms of unique website visitors, and our Instagram followings increased by 25%. So, unfortunately, I'm 1 year and out from being the sort of on the comms committee due to having a baby and moving out to Harpenden. But thanks. I want to say thanks to everyone on the committee for making me do this in the first place. It's been great to meet everyone and really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun, and I think whoever takes this on is going to have a great job, and I would encourage everyone who wants to have a crack at comms to give it a go. And I think with that, I'll pass over to Andy.
Yeah, cheers, Sam and Aaron.
Cheers, Sam.
Much appreciated. Andy D, you're up.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Just want to first to say, Sam, you've done a fantastic job. It's been brilliant watching all that website and social stuff blossom. So thank you. Membership. I am officially on the email hello@velo.cc. So if you've ever emailed that address, that's me. Current membership is 142. So that's 120 men and 122 women. It did peak in March at 210, which is the highest membership we've ever had ever. So that's definitely quite a milestone. So yeah, age range is between 15 and 66, and of course we've got members all over London, lots of E5, but yeah, most of the London postcodes. Our furthest away member is currently in Australia. I'm not sure who that is actually. Can anyone think who's bothered to go over there and still become a member? So yeah, basically day to day, week to week, I'm dealing with new and existing members and the British Cycling Platform, which has its ups and downs. But yeah, lots of inquiries. There's always lots of people inquiring about trial rides, beginners rides, just different questions about the club. So yeah, I've been facilitating those trial rides. So sussing people out, asking what sort of speed they're into, and just trying to get an idea over email of like where we can fit them in, and then encouraging them to join trial rides, which has been going really, really well. I'm sure Stephen will tell you, but we've had quite a few people signing up just from turning up and joining a ride, which is what we want really. So yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm sticking around. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah.
Wonderful.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Andy, mate. Thank you very much. I'll pass on to Ollie to give a treasure update.
Evening. Here, well, actually, there's quite a few figures to take in and out, and I tried to cut in what is essentially a sort of basic sheet of what the finances look like for the past year. I'll just run through a few of the key points. So in the past year, we've seen a healthy increase in the balance for the club, and that is solely really down to membership numbers, which Andy picked up on, with it peaking over 200. And you can see that the main income for the club is from membership. That's almost 8,500. We've spent a lot of money on club kit in the last year, 13,000, and the club's actually contributed a lot to the kit. So often with club kit orders, there's delivery, or there's additional charges, sort of import charges, or VAT on top, and there's some additional expenditure there that the club has sort of, if you like, subsidized the kit, and that's to just £4,800. I think as far as I'm aware, I think the balance of the club is looking as healthy as it has been, and perhaps healthier than it has been. And our main aim is to keep that health and ensure that we can make use of it for the benefit of the members. So yeah, and I know often finances aren't really talked about a great deal, but I'm here and I'm about, and if people've got ideas, they want to talk about what's available, open door, please come and talk to me, and find out what's going on. Thank you.
Cheers, Ollie. Thank you very much for that. Great to know the cash is a decent amount of cash we can start doing things a bit more next year, a bit more social events. So that's brilliant. I'll pass on to Welfare, Sarah and Robbie.
I'm happy to kick off on this, and Sarah can add in. So I guess kind of the welfare role is kind of, there's a lot of maintenance, and then sometimes you need to kind of get really active when there's an issue that needs to be dealt with and responded to. So I guess I'll talk a bit about the maintenance side of things. So we do a supporter survey or member survey every year, and so we kind of started the year off kind of sharing insights from that member survey, looking at kind of what kind of at that point in the pandemic people were really looking for from community, and kind of helping the then new members of the committee really get under the skin of the club and kind of make sure that everything we were doing was kind of built on that insight. We kind of respond to incidents, as I said, so that includes kind of doing lessons learned if an incident has happened on a ride, making sure that then feeds into our kind of policy and guidance for members, and sometimes providing follow-up support as well. So kind of getting in touch with people who've had an incident, or if family members need to be contacted, we'll do that and just kind of make sure everyone's okay. We often can't do loads of things ourselves, but there is a lot of support within the club that we're able to help leverage. We manage complaints processes and liaise with governing bodies kind of in relation to those. And when kind of complaints happen, we evaluate those together. So and make sure that those kind of feed into kind of how we work as welfare officers, how we work as a committee, and just make sure we kind of never miss that opportunity for learning. But Sarah's kind of led on a very different side of the welfare things, so I'll pass over to her to talk about that.
Hi, I'm still on a train home, so I'll make this really short and sweet. So I guess it's throughout the year, just making sure I was available, especially towards the women, so that if they ever wanted to approach me with anything, I was there and could support them in it. Aiding Robbie in any sort of complaints that came up. And I also continued with yoga classes from last year, so they continued on towards December, bringing it to a full year. Started off as a way to help members' well-being, especially during lockdown, and also due to all the benefits that it brings to. Mainly just the fact that I've started teaching my own yoga classes, and I just don't have the time to be able to give over to it. So, thanks.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks very much. Thanks, Robbie. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, yoga classes were very popular, so cheers. Thank you very much. The last slide, so we'll go to, I'll send the last slide, sorry. So, Stephen.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see so many of you on Zoom tonight. So this is my second year of being on the committee. First year I was social secretary, and then took over from Kevin as ride coordinator for this year. So after 2 years of COVID lockdowns, Hub Velo group rides back and forth, it's nice to see so many people going out each week. So my job on a weekly basis is try to ensure there is a variety of rides for our members to choose from. So we all know all the different coffee levels, from latte to double espresso to instant to Zwift rides. And then obviously trying to encourage ride leaders to lead rides each week. I mean, considering it's a voluntary position for the committee and for ride leaders, it's always a great response each week from people who are willing to lead rides. So over the past few months, I've enticed some members to become ride leaders. We still need more, just to have a nice pool of people we can choose from week to week, because I know people have other commitments, etc. And also try and lead as many rides as I can, depending on how busy I am. So going forward, I still would like to be ride leader. It's a very fulfilling job, because it's kind of front of house and you get to see people out on the roads, people at the shop, etc., and trying to build a nice social vibe for the club. And yeah, so that's it. So I will hand over to Werder.
Thank you. Okay, I'll jump down to my bit and then hand back over to David. So I've been People of Colour champion for the last couple of years now. I think the big thing that's been going on is the monthly beginners ride since sort of autumn last year, which has had really good attendance. I think each time there's sort of 6-ish people, always been more than around 4 people, and it's I think it's been great to just get people who are, you know, obviously totally proficient cyclists, but just helping them increase their confidence and not feel intimidated by joining the club. And a big thank you to lots of people who've sort of stepped in to help lead when I've not been able to, or to sort of help out as well. Back Mark on the ride as well, just helping people feel really comfortable and really welcome on our rides. So yeah, that's me.
So I've been the special rides coordinator over the last year, and so that involves sort of one-off event type rides. So we have a couple of standing such rides, the Strada di Bianchi di Essex and Ride of the Falling Leaves. Those both took place, and they were good. In addition to that, we had a few sort of ad hoc special rides, one to Suffolk on the solstice, a Mersey Island ride, and a Thames special on the day of the club Christmas social. So with the exception of the last one of those, they weren't terribly well attended. I think so something I learned from that, and from looking at the ride that Kevin led this weekend, is I think that whoever's doing this role going forward, I think the model that Kevin's using of not having pace-specific advertised special rides really makes it much more appealing for members. So I think that's probably the way to do it. I mean, certainly that's my anecdotal sense. But yeah, so that's kind of it. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks both. Thank you very much. So what we'll do now is a bit of the admin piece, and then we'll do a bit of Q&A. So currently we have chairperson, vice chair, club sec, treasury, memory sec, vice coordinator, social sec, male welfare officer, female welfare officer, people of champion, we have colour champion, women's champion, special rights quarter, director sportif, and comms officer. The way that the elections will work is that I will just announce the position. Someone says, I'd like to do that role, and then we're all in favor of it. And then we'll just work it out as we go on. So if we'll just jump straight in. As I'm standing down this year, so we need to re-elect the new chair. So would anybody like to be elected as chair?
I'd like to nominate myself for chairperson.
Well done, well done. Anyone else? If not, I will just say, yeah, vote on that one. So everyone just raise their hand or just make a point. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Fantastic, Werder.
Congratulations, Werder.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Perfect. So happy about that.
Wonderful. Vice chair, would anybody like to do the vice chair? So put Werder on that role. Nope, don't worry, that's a club secretary.
Yeah, I'm happy to be in the background making notes as ever.
Perfect. So I guess all in favor, just raise your hands for Gary to remain the club secretary. Wonderbar. Treasurer, I'm assuming Ollie, you'd like to continue as treasurer?
Yeah, happy to continue.
All in favor of Ollie continue as treasurer?
Yeah.
Winner. Membership secretary, Andy continuing?
Yeah, I'm continuing.
Just raise your hands, please, and then we can just get on with that. Perfect. Rides coordinator.
Yeah.
I'm
going to continue as ride coordinator.
All in favor of Stephen continuing, just raise your hands, please. Amazing. Male welfare officer.
Happy to continue.
All in favour, Robbie, can raise your hands. Perfect.
Done a good job.
Female welfare officer. I think this might be a new role because Sarah will be standing down. Would anybody like to be, has to be female, so any females on call would like to be the welfare officer?
I think
Okay.
it's a bit early for me to just step in. I'm
Oh,
Cecilia. I was literally just joined last week, but
honestly, it's not new. It's not new. If you'd like to do it, please do join.
Can I maybe have a chat with Werda beforehand or
Yep.
Sarah? And
Yeah,
what
sounds
happens?
good.
And also, we need a continuation of a Scottish contingent to represent us. So,
I need to bring up the game.
you can have a London club without.
She's Italian, not Scottish.
Well, Italian Scottish.
Yeah.
All the same. And then I guess people of colour champion, would anyone like to do that role? We'll just find that one out. Women's champion. We'll have to hunt one down as well. Special rides coordinator.
I'm happy to do that as well as ride coordinator.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Can help as well if you want with that.
Thanks,
Cool.
Nicholas.
You can have it, Nicholas, if you want.
Yeah, go on.
Go on, Nicholas.
Yeah, okay,
all
cool.
in favour.
Nicholas.
I'll try something.
Yes,
All in
Nicholas.
favour, raise
Great.
your hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We do a Flanders
Welcome.
Classic in Norfolk, yeah.
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 I'll definitely find you
Exactly.
some wheels now, Nicholas, tomorrow.
Hey, excellent. Thank you.
I guess I've missed one. Social sec. So this is quite a large role. So what I have suggested to Werther and a few others is to kind of make this into a little subcommittee to kind of give each other a bit of a help, but we'll need someone to make a focal point of that. So does anybody want to do kind of lead the social aspect of Hub Fellow? Okay.
One people.
So
It could be
I'd do
something
rubbish
as
at
a
that.
committee.
We'll get someone up. We can hunt someone down. That's not an issue.
I'm happy to get involved with other people.
Yeah, we can find.
Yeah, I'll
me
get involved
too.
with
I
people.
think I'm happy to be part of a subcommittee.
Yeah, I think that might be the way forward, mightn't it?
Yeah.
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 Been a tough role in the last couple of years, that job.
Yeah, we just need someone to be a bit of a focal point for that one. So if not, we'll just move on to the comms.
I'm happy to get involved as well with.
Alex Brooker comes in at the saving last moment.
Boy.
Perfect, Alex. All in favour of Alex leading the kind of social element of it.
Yeah.
Well
Great
done.
news. Come on board.
Welcome, Alex.
And then comms officer. So the comms roles are split into two. So one looks after kind of social media, the Instagram, and the other one the other comms officer looks at kind of the news article. So anybody
Is Aaron continuing?
Neither of the comms officers are doing it. Continuing. So Aaron and Sam are not doing on that. So does anybody want to lead on the social media aspect on Instagram? Or does anyone want to look after the website? Right. Okay. Right, so we've got a couple of roles to fill there, which is no biggie. We can do them in the meantime. So thank you all, everyone who has standard and voted and will be in the new committee. I'm sure there'll be a process of a handover where we support you on that. And then any other questions or any other business? You can come off mute and ask them, or if not,
Andy,
hello.
even though my role is really background, I think it might have been missed out from there. Clearly, there's no one else that does it. Oh,
Sorry,
there it is.
Sorry, Mike.
I'm quite fond of it.
Sorry, my bad. Director Sportif. Mike.
Okay, I'm happy to do it again.
Okay, good, thank you. Does anybody have any?
Goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah. Any other questions or queries? If not, I'll give you some time back. I'll do an update. Sam and I will get together, write an update of this, and send this out to everyone.
Perfect.
Can we introduce an LGBTQ plus champion?
Yep, we can do. That's not an issue.
Okay. I'll be up for that.
We should call it the Stephen Hub Velo Club at the moment. Anything else for anyone?
Any other business? As ever, we've got 2 time trials coming up, one mid-June, midweek, but more importantly, in July, we've got our 25, which coincides on the F1 again, that everybody who came with me last time on there, because it's been moved, coincides with the VTTA Championship dinner. It's quite a big one. If we could put that in our diaries, I'll send a little note out in the week if people are able to. It's a Saturday morning at 9. So it might be a case of getting up there and then riding back, perhaps, as an option. But I'll send some details around when it's all confirmed.
Perfect. Thank you very much. If there's no other questions or queries, thank you very much for your time this evening. It's much appreciated. And welcome everyone to the next year and the committee members. So thank you everyone for voting, coming along and joining the club. So much appreciated. Have a lovely evening and we will see you on the road soon. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew, for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
you. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.